Megan Olivia Hall from the Open World Learning School in St. Paul. Please welcome Megan.
Thank you. I teach at Open World Learning Community, a school that has practiced character education for 43 years. As a teacher of character, I can't begin to express how excited I am to hear Paul Tuff speak today. Last summer, I read his book, How Children Succeed, in about 30 seconds, and it was so good, I promptly read it again. There are many different ways that we teach character, and one of the most effective is by modeling the traits we associate with success. As I've met teachers around Minnesota time and again, when I ask them what issue they'd like me to champion as their representative, they tell me that they are tired of the negative media messages about teachers. And I have to admit, these negative messages baffle me. They don't match up with the teachers that I know. And I'm certain that they don't come from our students or their families. These messages must come from people who have never been in our classrooms. So to set the record straight, today I'd like to talk about the character traits that I see teachers modeling every day. The teachers that I know are persistent. We come back to our classrooms day after day after day. When a student gets stuck, we work every which way to get around the obstacle. When we are tired, we grade papers, and when we are ready to go to sleep, we plan lessons. Tim is a teacher in my school, and maybe you have a Tim in your school too. With so much energy, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He never quits. Tim watches the grades of all of his advisees and coaches them to do their absolute best in every class. Tim chases down our seniors with college applications and FAFSA forms until every single one of them gets into college. Getting a whole school's worth of seniors into college takes mountains of persistence. The teachers I know are responsible. I think of Sherry, who through a sudden influx of student enrollment had 100 special education cases to manage at the beginning of this school year. While she was waiting for more special ed teachers to get hired, she stayed up late, night after night, processing those 100 IEPs. Sherry could have sat back and waited for her supervisors to hire more teachers. Her contract only requires her to serve 25 students, but Sherry, like teachers in all of our schools, feels a driving responsibility to her students. We take what we get and we make it work because we are responsible. The teachers that I know are generous. I think about Bridget, who came to school with a U-Haul full of her own books this summer. She started setting up her classroom weeks before school even started, even though she has a 2-year-old son at home. Bridget uses her own money and her own time to make her classroom a reader's paradise. I also think of my own son preschool teacher, Nancy, who says Dylan has a special place in my heart. And when I visit Nancy's classroom, I see that all of her students have special places in her heart. It takes a very generous person to have room in her heart for 14 or 24 or 154 students, but there are people in our schools who do. There's one other thing that I think about when I think about generosity. I think about all of the teachers in St. Paul Public Schools who gave up our cost of living raise in 2010 in an effort to limit class sizes in our district. Teachers are persistent and responsible and generous because we believe that every child in America, regardless of circumstances of birth, deserves a decent chance at a good life. From where I stand, teachers create equality of opportunity. From where I stand, teaching is a profession that takes a gritty patriotism. And from where I stand, teachers are American democracy's last line of defense against the tyranny of the 1%. And I believe that most Americans do feel a debt of gratitude to us for teaching character by modeling persistence and generosity and responsibility. The Minnesota Teacher of the Year gets a lot of praise, and while it feels great, today I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to give it back to you. I'm going to say thank you to the Bridgets, the Sherrys, the Tims, and the Nancys for giving your best day after day, year after year, no matter what. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Isn't she fabulous? I think she's amazing. So today, I'm also honored to introduce Paul Tuff as